In respects to Saturday during our General Assembly, we were at Gaslights Park, and Gaslights Park closes at sundown. However, the Tampa Police Department, told us that we needed to get out of the park at 6:30. We complied with their demands. We went to the sidewalk in front of Curtis Hixon. But how do we deal with situations like that where our constitutional rights are obviously being infringed upon by the Tampa Police Department? The park is open. We're allowed to assemble. They kicked us out.
If you can't, what did they tell you? Why were they?
They evicted us.
They say 1 second everybody be arrested, or everybody be some kind of trouble. I don't know the exact language they use, but
did you check and see what time the sun was setting? I mean,
we all did because we actually got brought up.
I think I don't know what to tell you other than you can call my ex-colleague John Dinkfelder, who's now the attorney for the ACLU. I mean, I can't represent. I work for the city, so.
Also, to add to what he said, we've been asked to take down tables in the park during working hours in the morning, where it's supposed to be allowed.
Yeah, are they on the sidewalk or?
No, they've been in the park.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the regulations are. I don't have all that code stuff.
Tell these to her in the morning.
Somebody wants to take this code and read it and research while we're here. Yes.
Yes, have anybody from Tampa Police or the council looked into the other cities to see how the police there are working with the people who's doing their demonstrations? Because it seems as though they are working together in order to, make the protest or whatever happens. So I don't know why.
I don't know, but the police chief told me this morning that Tampa was the only city where no one has been arrested.
That's untrue.
Yes, thank you.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm saying this is what you're saying. That's what she's saying. What? So I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that is. I think you just have to ask. We can ask them tomorrow at the meeting. Are you looking at what other cities? What city do you think is doing a good job?
New York.
New York.
New York?
Pepper's right.
New York that arrested 700 people?
Let's clarify something about New York very quickly, is that Zuccotti Park is not a public park. Zuccotti Park is a private park owned by a company called Brookfield Properties that owns the building across the street. And the reason that, if they tried to take over Washington Square or Tompkins Square Park, it would be a completely different circumstance. There's a legal loophole that has allowed Zuccotti Park because if it belonged to the city, I have no doubt that the NYPD would have went in there the very first day and made a massive arrest.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I'm serious though. I don't think New York is a good example for the reasons that Kelly said, and also because they went through that process where they did try to crack down and then it didn't work. So I can't advise you on strategy. You guys figure out what you want to do. But the other thing
the New York City Council stopped the eviction of Zuccotti Park.
That's not
They have granted indefinite residency.
I think the people occupying that park stopped.
Yeah, let's stay
Ultimately, it
on
was the
track.
private owner that backed off.
Let's stay on track here.
I'm going to get back to the
I'm
staff.
telling everybody the same thing though. If you have these questions, that public forum, come tomorrow. I can't promise
9
that we're
a.m.
going to get to everybody because we have a whole full day of business on our agenda and a lot of other things that people are passionate about. But you can come next week or the next week.
Can you explain to me if this ban is passed on donations for the park? Do they have an alternative plan for the people? How they're supposed to know?
No, and I'm the only person who voted against
I know
it.
that.
Absolutely. We're trying to get something, to find something, and I've been working with the sheriff, with TPD, with private sector, with churches, with the homeless coalition. There's a whole group of people that have created a plan for arrest diversion. We're looking at what they're doing in Pinellas, what people trying to work on it, but there is nothing in place, and it's probably going to pass tomorrow, and the mayor will sign it, and it'll be the law. They're gonna. I've heard that they're gonna give warnings for at least the first week. No one will be arrested, but
It's the panhandling ordinance that's going to have a final vote on tomorrow at the city council.
Be there.
Next
My
is
indigent
just.
are-
You have,
Oh, sorry.
you were before him, but now.
That's okay. I just kind of have a question for any lawyers that might be in here. What about when somebody is living in a place for more than 3 days? I know that there's a criminal law saying that you can't evict somebody from a property if they occupy it, have their structure or something that something along those lines. I'm not sure. I don't. No, I mean, I don't know if it. I would like to know how it. That's just something. If any lawyers in here talk to me about.
is that a state?
I don't know if it would apply to this at all.
Here's a
That's
lawyer.
why.
Yeah, I do criminal defense. I don't do much landlord-tenant. In landlord-tenant cases, there is a 72-hour notice requirement before somebody's going to be evicted from any particular place they're living, and it's interpreted very liberally.
What is living stated as?
Well, it's not a question of so much. It can be defined in different ways. It's not so much, whether you're living there. I mean, if you're getting your mail there, if you're staying there, you're sleeping there. The courts have been frequently liberal, but we're not talking in a public space. We're talking in private residences, whether it be apartments, trailers, homes. The biggest problem that exists with this is the public space aspect of it. It's the difference between a public right-of-way and a public park. And I know those blocks seem like some arbitrary and capricious line, but that line determines which particular department controls that particular aspect of the city property.
Plus, I think if they define it as you breaking the law, then you're going to give you a grace period to keep breaking the law for 72 more hours.
I just want to say that if this group had gathered in the African community, by now the police would have really shown themselves to be who they really are. Pepper spray, arrests, every form of brutality, because as you know, we have come to city council and we can't even play in the park. My question, my comment really is this. Those that are on the city council that is not of the 1%, I would like to know, and you can't answer for all of them, but we'll see tomorrow on what side of the line they're really on. Because just yesterday, Bank of America posted a $6.2 billion profit. Yep. And while none of the council members will join this group for the duration and the longevity that these people are willing to sacrifice, council members cannot sit behind code, this is the law and this is the rule. We need to see some sacrifice.
I like it. Okay. I like it. Speaking to the issues, that's what this is about.